Hey, private practice heroes. Are you struggling to get more leads for your practice? Maybe you've got a lead magnet, but no one's signing up for it. Or like many practitioners, you're trying to come up with an idea for a lead magnet, but you keep hitting a brick wall and you can't think of anything that you could have that people would want. Getting that ideal lead generator in place can be tricky. Sometimes hearing what others are going through and ways they can improve theirs will help you. So listen into this special live lead magnet review episode and hear how others are improving their lead generators to get ideas for your own lead magnet, one that's going to help you get those leads so that you can build a thriving practice. Well, hey, everybody, you private practice heroes out there. This is Colaiacovo with Marketing Your Private Practice podcast. And we are here today doing one of our special episodes, short, quick episodes, doing live lead magnet reviews as we jump into the Marketing Momentum Bootcamp that is happening starting on November 29th. So these episodes for these live lead magnet reviews are times where I get in, bring a guest here, and we talk to them a little bit about their lead magnet and challenges, building their list of leads and prospects, people that they want to turn and convert into sales, which really means clients when we're talking practices and service-based businesses. So today I'm going to introduce to you Tara Brennan. She's a personal development coach, and she's with me today to talk a little bit about her lead magnet frustrations, I think we could say, Tara. And
Yep.
so let's start with Tara. Why don't you first tell us a little bit about your business and the services you offer, and just let us know who you are, where you're from, and what services you offer with your business.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Kathy. I'm thrilled to be here this morning, so thank you. My name is Tara Brennan, and I have Empassioned Living Now personal development coaching, and I also have Art from the Heart intuitive painting classes. I have been doing the intuitive painting classes both as a facilitator and a student for over 30 years, and it's something I feel very passionate about. And I've had Empassioned Living Now for over 14 years. I got my certificate, my coaching certificate from the Coaches Training Institute back in 2007. And so it's been a business that I'm really passionate about, but it's also been kind of on the sidelines. And so I'm really trying to bring it to the forefront now.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, good to hear. And I'm also 14 years in business this way too. So congratulations. Being this long in business is always something you should celebrate, I do believe. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
I completely agree with you because it's not easy. So
no, it's not. It's a lot of people think owning your own business is easy, but honestly, I think for most of us, when we start, we're definitely working more hours than we ever did. But the payoff, I know for me, is the freedom, who I want to work with, when I want to work with, what I'm doing when I work with them. And that is hard to go back to once you've had a taste of it.
Yes. And the other thing I would just add to that is that you're working harder, but it's because you're so passionate and engaged in it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's for most entrepreneurs, I think it's truly what you want to be doing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. All right, excellent. So Tara's got a little bit of a different challenge. We're doing kind of live lead magnet reviews here, but Tara doesn't have necessarily what we would think is a typical lead magnet in place. So Tara, I'm going to get you just sort of to tell me what is your challenge that you've been having with getting leads and into the business and turning them into clients.
Yeah, and thank you. I love being on this, the very, very, very start of this. And I appreciate that. I guess my biggest frustration is knowing where to go to get leads and then how to turn those leads into clients. And what I really loved about what you said earlier, Kathy, at the intro is, I come from a sales background that I don't love, right? I don't love selling. And so that in itself, the way you clarified that, I think is really important because this is about offering a service to someone who is looking for it. My challenge is to find those people and have that not come out as a sales pitch as much as it is of service, right?
Yeah.
And so that's my challenge, is where to find those people, how to generate those leads, and then turn them into an actual client.
Right. And what you've been doing, it sounds like from our talk before we got on here live, is you've been trying to do art classes because you have your art
Yeah,
from the heart, I think it was.
that's right.
And
Yep.
so you've got that set up on Meetup for groups where people can come. So I assume that's free for them to
It's
attend.
not free.
Okay.
There is a charge. There's a little charge. So pre-COVID, I was able to do these in a studio in my house.
Okay.
And so at that point, I was supplying all of the paint, everything. And it was a
Right.
2-hour, really in-depth class,
Okay.
a workshop, I'll say. So there was a charge. It was nominal. It was $45.
Okay.
And now that it's on Zoom, it's 35 because
Okay.
people have to provide their own stuff. So
Right. Okay. And so your goal is to take them from this class and convert them into coaching clients for the coaching business.
yeah. So like we kind of talked before, it's kind of twofold and one and the same thing. So anyone who's interested in art from the heart, a lot of times they're like, what is it? And it's like, well, it's not paint and sip, which is great, but it's really a deep dive, right? You're
Right.
really starting to unpeel the layers. And so in that workshop, you're getting coached, right?
Right.
And so my hope is that somebody would really take that creative element and go, wow, this is really cool. I really want to dive deeper on a coaching perspective.
Okay.
And so then have them turn into clients or vice versa,
Okay.
right? So Empassioned Living Now is the coaching element that, again, if they're coaching and they're like, God, I really would love to dive deeper and see a visual, well, then let's talk about you kind of taking one of these classes.
Okay. Okay, got it. So what you have is intended as a way to be a type of lead magnet, but it's a paid product kind of thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When we create and we're developing lead magnets, we always look to the end service. What are you trying to get folks to sign up for through whatever lead generator that you have? In your case, you do have a paid item. And so it doesn't sound like you have anything that's free. They could download like a PDF, a checklist, or anything like that. And
Right.
so one of the things that I did just quickly before we get on the call was I took a peek at your website. And I was looking for, of course, like a lead magnet or anything that I could see free about this, that, or anything else. So the reason I always look at the website is because one of the 4 pillars of marketing is your foundations, and your website is a key part of that. People
Right.
need to know, and that's going to be sort of the center and the hub of everything that you do with your marketing. There's 3 items in the hub. I have a kind of a wheel hub and a spoke picture that we have here. In the center, you always have your website, a blog, or consistent content creator of some sort, and
Mm-hmm.
then also your email marketing systems, because that's what's going to help. And then on the outside, you have your outliers, your social media, your Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you might have. And in your case, your meetup group is kind of out there as well, because the goal is if people find you out there, they're coming into the center of your business. So when we look at the 4 pillars of marketing, they're foundations, messaging, content, and systems, and they all work together to help you do the marketing that you're doing. So one of the first things that I found with you is actually 2 questions for you. Do you have a Facebook business page?
I do not.
Okay.
Well, I do, but I haven't been using it.
Okay, that's okay. Do you have an Instagram profile?
I do not.
Okay, so one of the issues, like a couple foundational fixes I can tell you to go fix right away, is on the bottom of your homepage, there's an icon for Facebook and Instagram for people to connect to. They go to Wix, where your website is built on. So you should kind of remove those out of there. If you're not using Facebook or Instagram, then what you're doing is sending people off to the website. They click it looking to get more information about you, and then they go off to social media, which it's not you. So you actually lose a little bit of credibility if people are doing that to check you out a bit. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So the other quick thing that I found, and like I said, I'm a big stickler for foundations. So you've got some information on your art from the heart that you're using as kind of a small price paid lead generator here. But one of the things that you've got here is on your, and I'm not trying to pick on you at all, by the way here, but I want you to fix this up. When I go to your art from the heart page and I click the link you have there for Meetup, it's a 404 error. So it's not going to an active spot. So it says the group when it takes me to Meetup, it says the group you're looking for doesn't exist. So your link is probably not correct anymore, broken. So you want to go
Yes.
fix that up as well, because if people aren't signing up, that could be why. They see it there, they click, and they go nowhere. Not a lot of people will take the time and effort to try and find it, search on Meetup, or even email you and say, hey, Tara, I tried to do this, but it's not there. So you always want to make things as easy as possible with everything you're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
So for
Mhm.
you really have this paid version, and you need a couple little fix-ups with it that I would do. But in starting to think about a lead magnet, I would really consider that you want to try and think up, could you put something together that would entice people maybe to understand a little bit about the art from the heart and how that works, and how it sort of leads in and mixes with the coaching. Okay.
Mhm.
Or just give them some starter tips, things that you're always typically looking to say or do with first timer clients. Okay. So one of the things I feel you're missing is having something free that they can download off your website.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Ideally, I would probably say, especially from the way that you described it, like I'm always looking for, when we do the lead development and planning and ideas for it, which we're going to be doing in this boot camp that I'm hosting, one of the things that we always start with is, what is the number one problem they have? What are you trying to connect this lead magnet to when it comes to services? And how can you sort of make them all fit together so people have a bit of an understanding of it, but also so that you're giving them something to learn and have a quick win on, oh, if I want to solve this problem, here are a couple beginning steps that I can get. And then to get more, they have to work with you or reach out
Right.
to you to do a little more. So I could
Mhm.
see you easily talking a little, having a checklist, like 3 ways, intuitive painting can help you uncover some of your dreams that have laid dormant for years. I'm just taking some words off your website here.
Nice. Thank you.
So if you think about that, then that would give people something that they could get and take hold of free, a way to learn something. Now, the issue with that one, I don't think it's ideal yet. I mean, I think you're going to have to do a little bit of homework on this. But what you probably want to do is have people get something free or an understanding of what this intuitive painting could do and how it's related to personal development and coaching. And the path that you would send people on is, sure, they can sign up and just register for the meetup for the painting, but you could also give them something free that they could learn a bit. And in the follow up, when they download that, you could then talk to them about the painting groups that you have and encourage them to sign up, because it's going to help do some of those things, like uncover those dreams and do some of that self reflection that I think you probably do in part of in the classes there.
Yeah.
So you could, for what you have, you can come from it 2 ways. You can promote the art from the heart directly, but you could also have something that make people understand or see some of the value in it, or what they would get by taking a class like this and how it
Mhm.
works with the personal development. Now, that doesn't ideally hit, like I would really love for you to go home from this session and start thinking about more, when people come to you or when they're looking to work with you, what is their biggest pressing problem? Like, what are they saying that they just need help with?
So the clients that I work with are really in a transformation, right?
Okay.
So they're changing from jobs. They're looking,
Okay.
they're feeling stuck. I think that that's the foundation, is they're feeling stuck and they are feeling called to do something different. And they're just at that place where they're not sure how,
Okay.
and they're afraid to take that next step, but they're called, right? They're getting
Right.
pulled towards it. They're just like, wait, what? How? I'm just going to stay here. And it's like, well, what are the possibilities?
Okay. So, where you really want to go to develop an irresistible lead magnet for those folks is, what are some of the first steps they should take? Because it sounds like they're sitting there in, like, what do I do now mode. I
Yeah.
feel this way. I know there's something I want to do. I'm not quite sure what it is. And I have no idea how to take that first step. So if there are some things, and this is where I always go back to, when you think about things that you repeat over and over to clients, when you're first starting to work with them, things that you always recap, maybe FAQ sheets that you give folks and tell them, or first steps that you do. What you could do is put one of those first steps, and only one, okay, not a whole bunch, into something that they could download and get that actionable next first step. So that they get the win and they know, okay, if I want to figure out how to get out of this spot where I don't know where I am, I don't know what I want to do, and I'm not sure how to get there, but I know I want something different, give them that first step of what they do to make some progress. And then ideally the next steps would be work with you. Not quite sure you're ready for that? Well, we've got these meetup classes where we do these intuitive painting, and that helps you do some more of the next step.
Fantastic.
Okay. One of the things, and it's one of the biggest mistakes folks will make when they're creating lead magnets, is giving away the farm. Okay. Kind of like the beautiful picture of that farm behind you in your background. So, and this could be some of your issue with the painting. If people feel like you have solved everything that they had as a problem and they feel total comfort when they're done your classes, they may think they don't need you.
Right.
Okay. And that's why we always say in a lead magnet, you want to give one piece, just a bit. You don't want to give everything, because one, you're going to overwhelm people. Two, they're probably not going to be able to have a quick win with so much stuff in there. Okay. Not to say that, you know, in-depth and detailed lead magnets can't work. Sometimes they can be very relevant. But if you're having trouble connecting and getting people to go, one, become a lead, and two, become into a client, or even having a consult with you, a lot of times that actually comes from giving them too much in the first part.
Okay.
So in your classes, if they feel like, oh, they're done and they just feel calm and peaceful and like they can solve everything on their own, they're probably not going to take that next step with you.
Right.
Okay. So you do want to help them, but in some ways, and it sounds like you're trying to manipulate, and it's not that you are, but it is your service. It is your expertise. You don't want to give everything away for free. So you want to kind of follow that same policy in your lead magnet as well.
Right. Yeah, no, I understand that. It does totally make sense. With the painting process, the intuitive classes, it really is kind of one of those, you know, you've got to experience it, right? And so the hope is that it would be one of those things where they want to continue to dive deeper and that kind of thing. But to your point, it can be overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
You know, some people are really willing and able to keep diving, and other people are like, I've hit the place I can't go any deeper. So yeah, I like what you said about that.
Yeah. So in those classes, if you know people are getting to that point too, you may want to be always ready for it with, okay, then kind of take a break here, step back. When you've had a little, you know, time to recoup there, this is where you want to go next. And that's really with you, right?
Yeah.
So that could be another way to do it. I mean, this same principle is something you can apply to the class, the same as you would a free lead magnet that you would give away to folks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is really great. I really appreciate that.
Oh, I'm glad. Well,
love the fact that, you know, it's just give away one step, one little bit nugget, and
And the reason you do that, like I said, it's more about making sure that they get a solution. They solve one thing, some quick win that they can have to make them feel, oh, Tara really helped me with that. And what you want is when they realize they need more assistance to keep going, that's where they get the help, and by reaching out to you.
Yeah, that completely makes sense.
Yeah. So for you, I know you don't exactly have a lead magnet. We're not exactly reviewing anything live here, but for you, it's more about the development stage and kind of planning that out. And I talked about this recently in one of my podcast episodes, that the number one thing to have success with the lead magnet is to take the time and plan it. And so you want to make sure that you're planning your path. If you have something free, and then you have your paid painting workshop, and then you have them going in there. So for instance, your painting workshop, the same as I would tell anyone with a free PDF or a checklist or download, you're going to have some follow-up emails that go out.
Uh-huh.
If you're not doing that with the folks that come to the painting classes, that's a spot you're missing as well, to nurture them along the way, to know that it doesn't end at the painting workshop. They can do more with you and get more success, more results, and more help that they're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree that that follow-up is really
Yeah,
important.
very
And to your
important.
point, it's not just promoting the next class. It's
No.
really about sort of check in, right? And maybe offer them a little
Yeah.
nugget in between.
Yeah. And part of it's reinforcing what they learned,
Yeah,
making sure that they put it into practice. And if you need help with that, Tara's here to help you.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I would sort of stand with you and sort of recommend as action steps for you would be look at planning this out a little bit better, fixing up a couple of those foundations, because those are key, getting those things fixed up on the website.
Yeah.
They really will detract and take away a little bit from people's know, like, and trust in you. Because if
Mhm.
you're sending me off to Instagram and it's not your Instagram, I can't find you. Who are you? Like, some people will have really big doubts in who they're looking at possibly working with. One, if they can't find you on social media or look things up, because a lot of people will do the check you out when it comes to
Yeah.
looking people
Yeah.
up online. They want to know they're making the right decision. And sometimes it means being able to look at you elsewhere and check on social media and make sure that what you post fits with them or aligns with them, or they can see
Sure.
that you're a real person even. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so I would say those would be the biggest next steps for you. Take a little time, do some planning, think about how you're marketing the workshop, the follow up from the workshop, because it is a paid lead generator of sorts.
Hmm.
And then also look at what could you put in place that is free that people could get, that maybe could help you put more folks into the workshop because they understand how that works, what you can do or discover or change or transform in these painting workshops that you have, and then how it leads to more personal development for them and more success that they're looking for.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a
Yeah.
great tip. And thank you so much for going through the website because I really appreciate that.
No problem. That is always one of the first places I go. It's something we do in the Thrive Marketing Academy. I always start folks off at the beginning of their year in the program with me, making sure that we're looking at their foundations, because that
Mhm.
is the base of everything you do. It's something you own and control. So you want to make sure that it's putting your best foot forward with
Yeah,
anybody that comes to the website.
yeah. No, it's very helpful. So thank
Awesome.
you. Yeah.
Excellent. So I hope this was really helpful for you. And where can people find and connect with you, Tara, if they want to find your website or look you up online?
Yes. So my website is Empassioned and it's EMPASSIONED living LIVING now at gmail.com or just .com.
.com.
And then
Okay.
and then that's also my email address is impassionedliving@gmail.com.
Okay. Awesome. And we'll put that in the show notes from this episode so that people can reach out and connect with you if they want to check it out and maybe take one of these intuitive painting classes too.
Yeah,
And
great.
see
It
what
would
it's
be
all
so
about.
fun. It would be wonderful. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so
Awesome.
much. I hope that this helped other people in this position. So, and I'm really looking forward to the boot camp next week.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, and it does, like, I do find a lot of times, because one of the things we'll be doing on the last day of the boot camp, because it is 4 different sessions that we have, is we'll be doing 2 live reviews like this, but going through someone's lead magnet so people can see what they have and what they put together. And I do find that both the programs that I run, we have coaching sessions like this and we do strategic reviews. And often you might not think that you can actually learn as much as you can by listening to someone else's and checking out their information. But I find it's a really fabulous way to learn and take in and get new ideas for yourself as well. So, yeah,
Absolutely. No, I
yeah.
completely agree with you. So I'm
Awesome.
thrilled to have had this
Excellent.
opportunity.
Well, I look forward to seeing you at the boot camp, and anyone that wants to register for the boot camp, you can do that as well. you can sign up at pepperitmarketing.com/bootcamp. We have a free ticket, and then there's a VIP option as well. And the VIP option will get you some extra Canva templates, extra time with me on Q&A times after the sessions, as well as a custom video review of your lead magnet that you create in the workshop. Because my goal is after 2 weeks to have everyone having something in hand that they can then give out and use as their lead magnet. So hopefully, Tara, that's where we can get you creating some sort of checklist or a guide to help people understand what you do and how you can give them some help and advice and that quick win that they're looking for to solve their problem.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I've got
Awesome.
my quick win today, so thank you so much for
Excellent. No problem. Thanks very much, Tara, for doing this. And I look forward to seeing you at the boot camp.
Yes, definitely. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving too.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.